At the turn of the 20th century, America stood on the brink of a transportation revolution. The automobile was a rare luxury, owned by only a handful of adventurous souls. The streets were still dominated by horses and carriages, and the idea of a self-propelled vehicle seemed almost magical. This was a time of bold inventors and wild experimentation, where the future of travel was uncertain but filled with promise. As the century dawned, the seeds of change were being sown, setting the stage for a century of innovation and transformation. In the early 1900s, automobiles were often called horseless carriages. These vehicles were experimental, unreliable, and expensive. Only one in every 9,500 Americans owned a car. The industry was fragmented, with hundreds of inventors and small companies each trying to make their mark. Steam, electric, and gasoline engines all vied for supremacy, and no one knew which technology would win. Despite the uncertainty, the excitement was palpable. Every new invention brought hope that the automobile could become more than just a curiosity for the wealthy. During this era, steam, electric, and gasoline-powered vehicles competed fiercely for dominance. Steam cars were familiar but cumbersome, requiring long startup times. Electric vehicles offered quiet operation but suffered from limited range and battery technology. Gasoline engines, while noisy and sometimes difficult to start, began to show promise for longer journeys. The competition between these technologies spurred rapid innovation, as inventors and companies raced to solve the challenges of reliability, efficiency, and cost. Ransom Olds made a significant mark on automotive history with his curved dash Oldsmobile. He pioneered the use of interchangeable parts and early assembly methods, making cars more affordable and easier to repair. This innovation laid the groundwork for mass production, allowing more people to dream of owning a car. Olds' approach showed that building cars efficiently could open the market to a wider audience, setting the stage for even bigger changes to come. By 1915, the American auto industry began to consolidate. Many small companies disappeared or merged, and the market started to stabilize. The revolutionary potential of mass production was just being realized, but only a few visionaries saw its true promise. The groundwork was laid for a new era, where cars would become accessible to millions, not just the privileged few. The stage was set for the next great leap in American mobility. Henry Ford saw the future of the automobile not as a luxury, but as a necessity for everyday Americans. In 1908, he introduced the Model T, a car designed for the masses. Ford's vision was to put America on wheels, making personal transportation affordable and reliable. The Model T was simple, sturdy, and easy to maintain, quickly becoming a symbol of progress and possibility for millions. The introduction of the Model T in 1908 changed everything. Suddenly, cars were not just for the wealthy, they were within reach for the average family. The Model T's affordability and durability made it a runaway success. Ford's innovative approach to design and production set new standards for the entire industry, forcing competitors to rethink their strategies and products. In 1913, Ford revolutionized manufacturing with the moving assembly line. This breakthrough allowed cars to be built faster and more efficiently than ever before. Production costs dropped dramatically, and car prices fell by half. The assembly line became a model for industries around the world, demonstrating the power of innovation and efficiency in mass production. The impact of mass production was profound. Ford could now produce cars at a scale and speed never seen before. By making cars affordable, he opened up new possibilities for American families. The freedom to travel, work, and explore became part of the American dream. The automobile was no longer a luxury, it was a necessity, reshaping society and the economy. By 1927, Ford had reached an astonishing level of dominance, producing 81% of all automobiles in the world. The company's vertical integration, controlling every step from raw materials to final assembly, set new standards for industrial efficiency. Ford's success forced other automakers to adapt or risk extinction, igniting fierce competition and innovation across the industry. The rise of the automobile transformed the American landscape. Roads, suburbs, and new businesses sprang up to support the growing number of drivers. Car ownership became a symbol of freedom and opportunity, forever linked to the American dream. The ability to travel independently reshaped how people lived, worked, and connected with one another. Ford's overwhelming success forced other automakers to innovate or disappear. Companies scrambled to improve their designs, lower costs, and find new ways to attract customers. This fierce competition drove the industry forward, leading to new technologies, better cars, and the rise of powerful new players in the market. By the early 1930s, the American auto industry was dominated by three giants: Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler. These companies, known as the Big Three, set the standards for design, production, and marketing. Their influence would shape the industry for decades, creating a new era of stability and growth. General Motors, led by William Durant, became Ford's primary rival by strategically acquiring brands like Buick, Cadillac, and Pontiac. This allowed GM to offer cars for every market segment, from affordable to luxury. GM's approach challenged Ford's dominance and introduced new choices for consumers, fueling even more competition and innovation. Alfred Sloan, GM's visionary leader, introduced the status ladder strategy. This concept allowed consumers to upgrade from a Chevrolet to a Cadillac as their fortunes improved. Cars became more than just transportation, they were now symbols of social status and personal achievement. This idea changed how Americans viewed car ownership forever. Chrysler entered the competition alongside Ford and GM, quickly establishing itself as a major player. With innovative engineering and stylish designs, Chrysler helped solidify the Big Three dominance. Together, these companies set the industrial standards that would guide the American auto industry for more than half a century. As cars became more accessible, they also became powerful symbols of social status. Owning a particular brand or model was a statement about one's success and aspirations. Automakers capitalized on this trend, marketing their vehicles as not just transportation, but as badges of achievement and identity. The legacy of the moving assembly line extended far beyond the auto industry. Factories across America and around the world adopted similar methods, boosting productivity and lowering costs in countless sectors. The principles of mass production became a cornerstone of modern industry, shaping everything from appliances to airplanes. The widespread adoption of cars fueled rapid urban and suburban growth. Cities expanded outward as people could now live farther from their workplaces. Highways, bridges, and new infrastructure projects transformed the American landscape, making travel faster and more convenient than ever before. As cars became central to American life, they also took on a starring role in popular culture. From movies and music to advertising and art, the automobile became a symbol of freedom, adventure, and modernity. The car was more than just a machine, it was a cultural icon that shaped the nation's identity. Automakers quickly realized the power of advertising to shape public perception. Creative campaigns highlighted the latest features, performance, and style, appealing to consumers' dreams and desires. The car became a canvas for marketing innovation, with brands competing to capture the public's imagination. The automobile also played a role in changing social norms, especially for women. Cars offered new independence and mobility, allowing women to travel, work, and participate in public life in ways that were previously difficult or impossible. The car became a symbol of empowerment and progress for women across America. With greater mobility came new opportunities for leisure and recreation. Road trips, vacations, and weekend getaways became part of American life. The car made it possible to explore distant places, visit family, and enjoy the open road, creating memories that would last a lifetime. The rise of the automobile led to massive investments in roads, highways, and bridges. The federal government and local communities worked together to build the infrastructure needed to support millions of cars. This expansion made travel faster, safer, and more convenient, connecting cities and towns across the nation. The auto industry became a major driver of the American economy. Millions of jobs were created in manufacturing, sales, maintenance, and related industries. The demand for steel, rubber, glass, and oil soared, fueling growth in other sectors. The automobile helped power America's rise as an industrial giant. As car ownership grew, so did the network of dealerships and service stations. These businesses provided sales, repairs, and maintenance, making car ownership more convenient and accessible. The dealer network became an essential part of the automotive ecosystem, supporting customers across the country. The rapid growth of the automobile brought new challenges, including environmental concerns. Air pollution, traffic congestion, and the need for sustainable energy sources became important issues. These challenges would shape the future of the industry, driving innovation in cleaner technologies and smarter transportation systems. During times of war, the auto industry played a crucial role in supporting the nation. Factories shifted from making cars to producing tanks, trucks, and other military vehicles. This flexibility and industrial might helped America and its allies achieve victory, demonstrating the strategic importance of the automobile industry. After World War II, the American auto industry experienced a period of unprecedented growth. Returning soldiers and a booming economy fueled demand for new cars. Automakers introduced stylish designs, powerful engines, and new features, capturing the imagination of a new generation of drivers. The post-war era saw the rise of suburbia, with families moving to new neighborhoods outside city centers. The automobile made suburban living possible, offering the freedom to commute, shop, and travel with ease. Suburbia became a defining feature of American life, shaped by the car's influence. The construction of highways and interstate systems revolutionized travel in America. Long-distance journeys became faster and more comfortable, connecting distant regions and boosting economic growth. The highway system remains a vital part of the nation's infrastructure, supporting commerce and mobility. Over the decades, the automobile became deeply woven into the fabric of American identity. Cars represented freedom, individuality, and progress. They were featured in art, music, and literature, reflecting the hopes and dreams of generations. The car's influence on American culture remains profound to this day. Innovation in automotive design continued to drive the industry forward. From aerodynamic shapes to advanced safety features, automakers constantly sought new ways to improve performance, comfort, and style. The quest for innovation kept the American auto industry at the forefront of global competition. The 1960s and 1970s saw the rise of the muscle car, powerful, stylish vehicles that captured the spirit of the age. These cars became legends on the road and in popular culture, symbolizing speed, power, and rebellion. The muscle car era remains one of the most celebrated chapters in American automotive history. By the late 20th century, foreign automakers began to challenge the dominance of the Big Three. Japanese and European brands introduced reliable, fuel-efficient cars that appealed to American consumers. This competition pushed domestic automakers to innovate and adapt, leading to better products and more choices for buyers. The oil crises of the 1970s exposed the vulnerabilities of America's car culture. Rising fuel prices and shortages forced automakers to rethink their designs, focusing on fuel efficiency and alternative energy sources. The industry faced new challenges but also new opportunities for innovation. Automotive safety became a top priority in the late 20th century. Seat belts, airbags, and crash testing became standard features, saving countless lives. Automakers invested in research and development to make cars safer, responding to consumer demand and government regulations. Growing environmental awareness led to new regulations and technologies aimed at reducing emissions and improving fuel economy. Catalytic converters, unleaded gasoline, and hybrid vehicles became common, reflecting a shift toward more sustainable transportation. The industry continued to evolve in response to environmental challenges. The digital revolution transformed the automobile once again. Computers, sensors, and software became integral to vehicle design, enabling advanced features like navigation, entertainment, and driver assistance. The car became a platform for innovation, blending technology and mobility in new ways. In recent decades, SUVs and pickup trucks have surged in popularity. These vehicles offer versatility, comfort, and power, appealing to a wide range of consumers. Automakers responded with new models and features, making SUVs and trucks a dominant force in the market. Electric vehicles have made a remarkable comeback in the 21st century. Advances in battery technology, environmental concerns, and changing consumer preferences have fueled a new wave of innovation. Companies like Tesla have led the charge, making electric cars more practical and desirable than ever before. The dream of self-driving cars is closer than ever. Autonomous vehicle technology promises to revolutionize transportation, making travel safer, more efficient, and accessible. While challenges remain, the race to develop reliable self-driving cars is reshaping the future of the industry. The concept of mobility is evolving beyond car ownership. Ride-sharing, car-sharing, and new transportation services are changing how people move. The focus is shifting from owning a car to accessing mobility when and where it's needed, reflecting broader changes in technology and society. As we look to the future, the American auto industry faces new challenges and opportunities. Sustainability, technology, and changing consumer preferences will shape the next chapter. The spirit of innovation that defined the past century continues to drive the industry forward, promising a future filled with possibility. From horseless carriages to electric and autonomous vehicles, the American auto industry has undergone a century of extraordinary change. Each era brought new challenges, innovations, and opportunities, shaping the way Americans live, work, and dream. As we move into the future, the legacy of the automobile endures, continuing to inspire progress and possibility.